Okay, let's get it. I am back with another episode 3, and I'm going to talk about being a first generation college student, everything that comes along with it, and things that I've experienced, some of my friends have experienced that you don't even think about until you're already in college, in the thick of it, and you do not know what you're doing. So, the first thing for me, or I guess the first step for any college student, is prepping, to go to school. So, when you get accepted, you get this long list of everything that you should buy, everything that you may need to live in a dorm or live on your own. I would say don't go crazy and get everything on that list, but make sure you don't forget those key things like pillows, trash can, and to me personally, most important is a mattress topper, because the mattresses that come with a dorm or a student apartment are not up to par. So definitely mattress topper is number one thing. I don't think that's on a lot of the college list, but I feel like you definitely need it. Also, don't wait until the last minute to go shopping, because it gets very hectic. When I got dropped off for college, we took a last minute trip to Walmart to just get everything, and the lines were crazy. It was packed, but we got everything that we needed. But I just would not recommend doing that. So that's the little easy beginning, first step is prep, because you don't always know what you need. So as a first generation college student, you're depending on that list. And sometimes that list isn't, some things on that list aren't necessary, and some things that are truly necessary aren't on those lists. So my advice is talk to somebody who's been to college, to see what they need or what they feel like is important, because I didn't know. My parents didn't know. So, it was all a learning experience for us. So, those of you who do not know, a first generation college student is just a student whose parents didn't go to college. So, you may have a brother or sister who went to college and your parents didn't. So, that still makes you first generation. I am the oldest. So, I am truly first generation, like no brothers, sisters to tell me what college was like. And I didn't really have friends that were older than me at the time who had gone to college, so I could ask them. All of my friends, we were all in the same boat. We were all first generation college students. So there was a little bit of a lack of guidance, but that's when you have to know when to ask for help. As a first generation college student, it was like I was afraid to ask for help. I did not want nobody to help me. I was afraid to say, hey, I don't know blank, 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 and blank. Can you help me? I don't know how to pay for this. I don't know what scholarships to look at. I don't know blah, 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 blah. But it's okay to ask for help. Luckily, I had a mentor who was able to help me with my financials, because I was in this program that paid for my school, but in the beginning it got ripped away. Like they were like, oh, we can't give you the money, blah, blah, blah. So I had a mentor who really went the extra mile for me, helped me secure my scholarship and stay in the program, because I was almost not in it, y'all boys. I was almost about to have to take out a loan and pay for that school, which is okay. A lot of people do have to take out loans, and that's another thing about being a first generation college student. A lot of times you're coming from a family who didn't save for college, so you either have to get a scholarship, apply for scholarships, or take out a loan. And so that's also a hardship that's placed on your back. How am I going to pay for college? So also, back to what I was saying, don't be afraid to ask for help, because there are so many people on campus that are there to help you. My mentor started off working in financial aid. That's how she was able to help me. Don't be afraid to go into the offices and be like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going to pay for school. Somebody is going to try to find a way to help you. And even if they don't, you're starting right where you began. So if they say no, I can't help you, okay, you're right back where you started. So ask for help as much as you can. You just have to get used to rejection. If you're going from person to person and they're saying no, don't give up. Keep asking for help, because somebody there is really going to help you. And if it wasn't for my mentor, I probably would have been in so much debt. And I mean so much debt. So, yeah, ask for help. That's number one for me, because as a first generation college student, you feel like you have to be strong. You have to be the smartest. No. Go out there, ask for help, get the help, and you'll be better off, I swear. And talking about not being able to ask for help kind of just brings me to my next, I don't know, I guess my next piece of advice is the pressure of being a first generation college student is real. Because you're first, especially if you don't have any siblings who already went, when you're first, the pressure is crazy. You feel like you have to succeed. Like you have to be the best. You have to be at the top, because no one else in your immediate family, at least, has gone to college. So you want to make them proud, but you're also like drowning. So again, ask for that help. And it's okay if that pressure starts to get to you. So many colleges have on-campus counselors that are free. Talk to somebody if you feel like the pressure is getting to you. And also, college is not for everybody. So if you get there and you're trying, and it's not working for you, don't force yourself to be unhappy because you're the first in your family. And no, I'm not saying don't go to school. What I'm saying is school isn't for everybody. I feel like you should give it the old college try, of course. Do a semester or two. But if it's really not for you, don't force yourself to be unhappy. Don't force yourself to go into debt just to provide happiness to other people. Yes, those other people may be your family, but if it's not what you want to do, do what you want to do, because it's your life at the end of the day. Also, with being a first generation college student, when you go back to your family and ask them, this wasn't my case specifically, but I have a lot of friends who had this very same problem. So they'll be back home for a break or something. They'll be trying to tell their family, how hard college is, how stressful it is, all that they have to do. And the responses they get is, oh, it's not that hard. Just do X, Y, and Z. Oh, so-and-so from down the street graduated. It's not that hard. But again, I'm going to keep saying first generation, because when you're from a first generation family and you're the first one to go to college, they do not understand the hardships of being at a university or a college. It really is stressful. And when you go back home to tell people, they may not understand. Now, this wasn't my case, because my mom is very understanding. If I tell her that, it's hard or I'm stressed, she'll be like, I understand, take some time, because she doesn't know. She knows that she doesn't know. So she'll be like, take some time, try to break it up into pieces. She'll offer advice, to help me in the best way that she can. And that's what I was very appreciative of her for, because even though she hasn't gone to a four-year university or anything like that, she was always very supportive of me. And she supported me the whole way through. So I had that luxury of, not having someone saying, oh, it's easy, oh, you'll be okay, because at the end of the day, she doesn't know. And a lot of parents of first generation college students don't know, but still expect them to succeed. But college is definitely worth it to me, because it was the funnest time of my life. I learned so much. I met so many people. The stress did get to me at times. But again, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to go see somebody to talk to, like an on-campus counselor, because they're there for a reason. It's free a lot of times, depending on which university you go to. they offer those things because they know how hard it can be, how hard it can get. So don't let the pressure of being a first generation college student break you down, because that pressure will get to you, but you have to keep going if that's really what you want to do. If if college wasn't your idea, it was your parents' idea, and you're there and you just hate it, don't place yourself somewhere that you hate. But if it's really something you want to do, stick it out, because then you'll be that one. Like, I know my family is so proud of me for getting my degree and working towards another degree, because no one in my intermediate family had done that yet. So, keep pushing for you, keep pushing for them. But ultimately, if it's not something that you want to do, hang it up. Also, at this point, I feel like I'm rambling, but there's also a bunch of scholarships if you are a first generation college student. So just take the time to look for them, because you don't always have to take out a loan. There's so many scholarships that specialize in race, ethnicity, being a first generation college student. Shoot, even your height. Sometimes if you're a certain height, you could get a scholarship for that. There's book scholarships. There's so much out there. You just have to look for it. So don't let money be the reason that you don't go to school, because I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges that first generation college students face, is the financials, of going to school. So don't let that be a barrier stopping you from going, because you're always going to find a way. Ask for help, look for scholarships, and live your best life in college, because it goes by so fast. I know everybody says that, but it goes by so fast. And then you're like looking back like, oh my gosh, college was so fun. Okay, I know I keep saying last thing, but this is really the last thing. When you're in college, join clubs. Do things that you like to do, or do something that you've always thought you may like. Stick your foot in, dabble a little bit, because if you join a club, you don't like it, you can always leave. But I joined like 2 or 3 clubs or organizations, and they ended up changing my life. I met my forever friends in these organizations. So even if you're an introverted person, try to go out and join at least one club, so you can start building your foundation of friends, because being a first generation college student, your friends really get you through some of the hardships, especially if you all are first generation college students. You guys already have something that's linking you together, that you share, that you have in common. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you could relate to this podcast, or relate to just this episode, learn something from this episode, please like, share, comment, subscribe, because there may be a first generation college student out there who doesn't know where to even begin. Not saying that this is like the roadmap to being a first generation college student. It's just some things that I wanted to put out there. I'm trying to keep my episodes 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want them to be too long. So, again, please comment, like, and share. If you want to find all of my handles, you can go to www.shaystea.com. Again, that's www.shaystea.com.